The Zohar on Parashat Bereshit, I think Parashat Bereshit on the Zohar is the biggest section of it. It's really huge. Rabbi Shimon said on the word Bereshit the following. Based on the pasuk of Yeshaya in Isaiah, V'asim devarai bevicha, and I should put my words into your mouth. In other words, the Torah. It says, how much does a person needs to exercise and work hard, labor on the Torah, yomam v'layla, day and night. Why? Ki HaKadosh Baruch Hu listens to the words to the voice of those who learn Torah, and every word that is mitchadeshet. Now, chidush usually means I have a new idea or a new concept or develop something new. However, I don't think that this is the case here, because here it says kol milah hamitchadeshet b'Torah, right? In this case, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us the Torah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us the words of the Torah. When we learn Torah, we reinitiate the Torah as a new concept in the world. So every word of Torah that a person says, it's like a new creation in the world. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes it and puts it in our mouth. Mitchadesh, because this word wasn't here right now. When we talk Divrei Torah, we could talk about the, football. How Eli Manning, in the last 20 seconds of the football game, threw the ball and the tight end caught it, and Mazal, we could have talked about that. We could have talked about the Mets when the guy broke. We can talk about those things. So therefore, when we talk about Divrei Chol, there's no words of Torah among us. But when we speak Divrei Torah, in a way we create the Torah or recreate the Torah among us over again. So those words weren't here. Mitchadesh, renewed. Not a new concept, renewed. Bring it up about again in the world. V'chol milah mitchadeshet b'Torah al yedei ha'adam, that particular person who is amel b'Torah, who is working the Torah, what happens is amazing. Oseh rakia echad. It creates another layer in the heavenly domain. Okay? Try to look at this as as layers upon layers upon layers upon layers upon layers upon layers. Every layer is another praise to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's another level, and we'll see exactly what happens. There's another level of holiness in the world. Osarakia. And we learned, Rabbi Shimon says, at the moment that Devar Torah mitchadesh b'fnei Adam, here, either he says a new concept, chidush, he clarifies something, or he even says Divrei Torah, but more so if he clarifies a concept, he makes something clear. That concept goes up in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu picks it up, and of course this is an analogy, picks it up and kisses it, and crowns that chidush in 70 different crowns, who are so-called beautifully engraved and carved. And and that new concept, the new clarity of the words of the Torah goes up and sits on top of this tzaddik forever and ever. And from there, he goes and he travels in 70,000 different worlds, and he goes to a certain level that we call Atikumin, the ancient days, which is a concept of a Kabbalistic concept. וכל דברי העתיק יומין הם דברי חוכמה בסודות הסתומים. There are different levels of interactions, and at the level of Atik Yomin, the ancient one, that's the level of all the secrets of the Torah that are closed, and so therefore when something was revealed, it travels all the way up to that thing. And without getting into what exactly happens there with the angels coming and everybody needs to give the seal of approval that it's a valid thing. But the point of the matter is that for whatever reason, we all know how important the Torah is. But yet, it's not important enough for us to spend our days learning it. We have a family events, we have a family gathering, we have a, powwow, we have, everything, work and this and that and college and if we would just realize that this is it, this is it. The only thing that is important in life is Torah. Look, we read Kohelet, Ecclesiastics, in Chag. For me, it's a waste. Reading Ecclesiastic or Kohelet is a waste. It's a complete waste. Sfaradim don't read, Ashkenazim read it. I daven with Ashkenazim. It's a complete waste. Why is it a waste? Reason number one. If I would have to give you an abbreviated version of Kohelet, I would say, Hevel Avalim Amar Kohelet, it's all nonsense. Everything is nonsense. Motar Adam min habehema, there's no difference between man and beast. Sof davar hakol nishma, the last pasuk, the first pasuk, the last pasuk. Sof davar hakol nishma, the end of the story, the bottom line, right? Have a fear of God and keep His mitzvot, because that's what defines you as a man over a beast. That's it, the end of the story. Why do I have to go to 70 different parallels of this, time to plant, time to this, time to harvest, time to this, money, shmoney? Who needs this? It's a waste. So why did Kohelet, he was so smart, why did he give us? Because in our mind, the excuses that we have, we make excuses. Oh, it's time to plant. Oh, it's time to do this. I need to make money. I need kavod. I need honor. I need money. I need women. Right? So he goes through all the excuses that we make throughout our lives why we cannot learn Torah. Why are we so crooked deliberately? The chatchila we are crooked. He goes through all these parallels to tell you, listen, I covered it all. I covered it all. You can't come up with an excuse. The bottom line is, what defines you as a human being is the mitzvot and the fear of God. That's it, shalom. The other reason I think it's a waste, it's an absolute waste. Because I'll tell you the truth. Nobody cares. Why do we bother reading such a unbelievable piece of literature? Unbelievable. And we don't apply it to our lives. What's the point? People chase kavod, honor, money, fame and glory, pleasures, this and that. We don't teach our kids Kohelet in school. I think should be taught mandatory at high school and above. Mandatory Kohelet. It should be mandatory. Why? To give you a perspective, what is really important with your life. You're spinning your wheel, and you are in the same place time and time and time again. Read Kohelet. Learn it. I guess sometimes we don't teach it because then we're going to realize, or other people might realize how much of a liars are we, that we say something and we actually don't live those lives. I mean, we would have been so much better off understanding and learning Kohelet as a guidebook to focus. I mean, even if you have let's say you have a Remington 700 gun, it's a pretty good, hunting gun, and you have a great, terrific scope. You think you can take the gun, put it on the scope, and then start shooting bullseyes? No, you need to align it. You need to send a few rounds to align to match the gun with the scope. Okay? To zero it, we are too. We have the Torah, we have our brains, we have everything, but we are shooting in all directions. We're not zeroed on the target. And we're wasting resources, and we're wasting time, and we're wasting a chance that we were giving on this earth to really make a difference. And that's learning Torah. That's learning Torah, Rabotai. And how many less fights in shuls you would have if people would not fight with each other, if rabbis would not fight with each other, if everything would be done according to Kohelet. The bottom line, what are we here for? We're here to pray to God, service God, serve Him, learn His ways. We're all in this together. Why do we have to do it like that? I think because we don't learn Kohelet. סוף דבר הכל נשמע. את האלוהים ירא, a fear of God. מצוותיו שמור, and keep his מצוות, כי זהו כל האדם. That's what defines you. That's the answer to the first sentence of Kohelet, הכל הבל הבלים אמר קהלת, מותר אדם מן הבהמה, אין הוא, כי הכל אפס. It's all nonsense. There's no difference between man and beast. It's all zero, nothing. הבל הבלים, it's all nonsense. Hevel Avalim. He had 1,000 women. He was the richest man. He was the smartest man. If Shlomo HaMelech would have written the book, how to make friends and what's his name, Dale Carnegie, or some kind of like coaching, we will be a bestseller. Shlomo HaMelech had money, had fame, had glory, had women, had power, had wisdom, he had anything you wanted. And yet he tells you it's all nonsense. So one wise guy once told me, say, if I had all that stuff, I'll tell you also it's all nonsense. But the truth of the matter is that it's not. It really is all nonsense. The bottom line. It's the bottom line. And the arguments between husband and wife and so on and so forth. The bottom line. It's all about nonsense. It's all about lack of Yirat Shamayim. And I always keep telling you this time and time again. Lack of gratitude is an indication of your Yirat Shamayim. How much of a Yirat Shamayim you have is dependent on your level of gratitude. So, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us Torah. We are soon at Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan. On that, the Chatam Sofer says, the holy days, Hayamim HaKadoshim Avu, the holy days have passed. Let's greet the holy nights. And the holy nights is the nights, because the days are getting shorter, is the nights that we learn Torah. And we need to learn Torah hard and stop with the excuses. Stop with those excuses. I have a closing at work. I have a deal to close. I have this to open. Stop with that. It's all nonsense. The bottom line, it's all nonsense. If you understand what the Torah is to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that every word of the Torah, the Ari says, every vowel that you pronounce from the Torah, you create an angel. Every word, you create another layer. Every new concept that you revealed in the Torah becomes a world of its own. And we leave it all For what? So Rabotai. Shape yourself up. We just finished a year and already a month is gone. A month is gone from the new year. We have 11 more months. We don't have a lot of time. So let's Bezat Hashem do it, and we'll do it right. Amen.